Moore with Culture Shock ESL, and today we're going to talk about the difference between the J and the Y. Okay? These can be particularly difficult sounds for Spanish speakers when they confuse the pronunciation of the individual sounds, because in Spanish the words come together. The two L's that we would say in English are actually pronounced ya, ya, ya. So they bring the Y and the J together as one sound, which makes it very difficult when they want to separate them in order to speak the individual sounds for English. Okay? So let's begin by identifying what J, how we pronounce J. And you can see again, because it's a physical thing that we're talking about, that we have to remind ourselves that we have to make a different shape in our mouths when we speak this. We first identified J as J, J. The lips are out, the teeth are not quite together, and the tongue is just behind the teeth. So it's J, J, J. In fact, the tongue is flat behind the teeth. J, 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 J. Okay? So it's pushing it out, pushing it out. J, J, J. J, J. The actual sound, the spelling of the sound would be J-A-Y. So it'd be like J-A-Y, J, okay, J. And then the Y sound is W, Y, Y, Y. It's more like, almost like a W, the way we sound out W. Not the alphabetic W, but just the sound of it. Y, Y, Y. And then when we actually use it in a word, it comes out more like y, you. So again, we have yet, yeah, 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 yet. The mouth is much more open. The tongue is at the back of the teeth, okay? Instead of being flat, it's poking at the back of the teeth and saying yeah, yet, yeah, 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 yeah. Yet, yet, yet. Again, you, you, you. Now the lips are coming together for you because we've got two vowels in there. We have O and we have U. And when we do that, it spreads it out and makes it, and it sort of trails it off. So we have you, you. And again, the beginning, yet, yet, yet. Because this is a short vowel, okay? Now, the problem comes when we are saying either of these words together. Often people confuse when they say jet, they're saying yet, okay? There's more of an emphasis, particularly for Spanish people, to pronounce all the J sounds like a Y. And the biggest one often is Jew and you, because we use the word you many times. You are doing this, you are, how are you, okay? And when we confuse it with J, it sounds completely out of whack. And of course, for some people, it can be a little insulting. Jewish people do not like to be called Jew in an isolation, as it were. It's kind of one of those cultural issues that has more to do with the culture of the people, just as the N-word is not acceptable for people of African descent from people who are not from African descent. So it can be a cultural clash, okay? So even though you may be innocently saying Jew, meaning you, you may actually be upsetting somebody because you're using a term that is not comfortable for them, okay? So again, this is another reason why it's very important to be clear about how we say this, okay? Outside of the general idea is not clear. Do you mean Jew or you? What do you mean? And either way, it doesn't seem to make sense if you're speaking English, okay? So again, it's a very difficult one for Spanish speaking because these two sounds, as I mentioned, are one sound in ya, ya, ya. But in English, we have to separate them. We have other examples of this, but again, I want to remind everybody that we're just talking about trying to be clear. I'm not trying to change people's accents, just being clear. And this is one of those sounds or combinations of sounds that can make it very unclear, okay? So we're going to go through some exercises like we did before. I will call out the words and the sentences, and you will repeat, okay? And by practicing these directly from the video right now, you'll get to hear, and you'll hear yourself speaking these words, okay? And as in the course of time, you'll begin to recognize that you can make that distinction, okay? Here are some words for the J and Y sound. As we noted, making the distinction between those two sounds. We've got the DZ representing J, which is the phonetic sound, and the Y. So let's continue. Joke, yoke. Repeat. Jam, yam. Repeat. Jaw, yaw. Repeat. Jail, yale. Repeat. Jack, yak. Repeat. Gel, yell. Repeat. Jeer, year. Repeat. Jewel, yule. Repeat. Now here are some practice sentences. Number 1, is the jet here yet? Repeat. Number 2, a bad yoke is no joke. Repeat. Number 3, it jarred our whole yard. Repeat. Number 4, yellow is my favorite jello. Repeat. And here are some more practice sentences. Number 5, I like sweet jams and sweet yams. Repeat. Number 6, it was an unpleasant jeer, but a pleasant year. Repeat. Number 7, they were pledging and they were playing. Repeat. Number 8, give it to Midge or give it to me. Repeat. Okay, just to review what we've gone through, the Y, the J and the Y. The J pronounced like a J, ja, J, and yay, 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 yay. Now when we say it, we have jet, jet, or yet. And Jew with the J, or you, you. See how the sound changes. And the unfortunate thing with the Y sound, as you can just hear, one, there's Y, just Y. Then there's yet, yet, different shape, okay? It's still got a Y there. Or you, because it's affected, this Y is easily affected by the vowels that follow it, okay? So that adds some complication to it, but I want you to make a clear distinction between these sounds and the sound that begins with a J, okay? Again, practice makes perfect. These are exercises that you must participate in. This video is not a spectacle that you just look at and just pull in your file, but it's something that I want you to actually interact with. And again, if you have questions, please email me, and I'll be happy to follow them up. Okay, until next time, this is Ian Moore with Culture Shock ESL.